Hi, welcome to another edition of the AK Option Trader. I am he, and I'm here to share with you some things I've been seeing in this market and where I think we're going and what I think is going to happen. Am I going to be right? I don't know. I hope so because I'm trading for it. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Let's start with one of my favorites. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here, get a little bit more chart coverage in there. The VIX. I've been watching the VIX. As you know, if you've been following me at all, I've been saying that it's going to be trading in this range for a few months now, and it has been for the most part. It'll peak in and out, but it'll stay in there. It's peaking again, and what concerns me probably the most is that it's below the 200 moving average. Now this should be good. This is bullish for the market. If it stays beneath this, if it rallies above it, it's going to be bearish. The other times, what you can see is that it stayed above the 200 moving average when it peaked low. This time it dropped beneath it, and that's a little bit bullish. Something to keep an eye on. However, we do have on here a hammer near a potential bottom of an uptrend line right here. So I'm not 100% sure that it's going to bounce off of here. I think it might, but it could also drop. This isn't that definitive. I would have thought we had more potential to rise right here with this nice doji right here. Very indecisive market right here. I would have thought we'd have bounced off of here, but we continued down. So anyway, so that's not giving me a lot of insight right now. I mean, nothing definitive as I've seen in the past. So here we've got a downtrend line. This is the Dow. What we've got going on here is downtrend line. Boom. I drew two of them on here, and we can kind of see what's going on here. We're kind of in a range, a down range a little bit, coming up. Now we're near the top of that range. We blew through this downtrend line right here. This is my original one right here. You can see it was a real good downtrend line. Blew through it on this big day right here, which usually happens on these trend lines. Now we've got a double shaved tops here, and I went ahead and just drew another trend line just out of curiosity. And let's see what happens with this. We are at support. This 8,000, we're at strong resistance right here, not support, strong resistance, and we've got this trend line here could offer too. Another thing to look at this volume. Look at how pitiful it was on Friday, our down day. And it's been dropping the last 3 days. So 1, 2, 3 days drop. This could be forming a top right here. Kind of got a rounded top forming. We could see a little consolidation here and then a drop, or it could just turn over and drop. I don't know, but that's what I'm seeing. So keep an eye on that. So now we're going to go off to the S&P. S&P, we had this gap that we came up, filled this gap. We blew through the gap actually a little bit. Now we're kind of coming down and stalling out around it too. We got very similar. We got a fib line up here. Got an 850 number. We're above our support right here. Okay, so this is going to offer support. We're above the downtrend line, but it's a very steep uptrend line we got going on here. Those usually make me nervous. You can see we have been overbought since about the 16th, 17th. I mean, we're continuing along. Look in the past. You don't stay up here that, except for this nice bull rally up here. You just don't. We have not since July. We haven't stayed up there very long. You know, we double tested it here. We just haven't. So keep an eye on this. Let's see if we're going to go ahead and sell off here. See what happens on that. And then let's pop to the NASDAQ. NASDAQ blew through our downtrend line. It's more of a steep drop here, so it's harder to draw that downtrend line from here. This normally would seem bullish to me. Coming up above this, having our support in between the fibs here. I don't know. It's just got this weird feeling. Same deal here. We're in the overbought area. We're high on the MACD. This just feels bearish. So let's just keep an eye on it. We got the 1600 number, which is extremely, extremely important resistance. If we blow through this, we have formed the new high, like I talked about before. If we start forming new highs, then this market's changed. And same thing here in the Dow. We start forming new highs, which is going to be right here. So we're looking at 8,300, somewhere right in the 8,315 or so. And then the S&P. We start forming those. That's when we really, really got to step up and take notice. I just don't think it's going to happen. 875, somewhere in there. Okay? I just don't think it's going to happen. Like I said, I could be wrong, and it could just blow me out of the water. But if we form and we break this and we start forming new highs, then our trend has changed, and we're going to have to trade within that. So, all right, time to look at a few stocks here. I'm going to try to whip through them today and get this done so I can get out of here. I'm going to actually church tonight. So, here we go. We got a uptrend line. Sorry, lost my thought for a minute. Got an uptrend, and this digital over. DRIV is the ticker symbol. Uptrend line, we're hitting the 50 fib. We are hitting the 200 moving average. We've tested this trend line twice, almost tested it the third time. Wouldn't be surprised to see us test it again. So look for the stall out here. Obvious stop is if we break up above this 31.18. So I'd say 31.50. Then I'd get the heck out of there. We're at 31.48. So if I'd go up a little bit higher. Let's say, yeah, 31.60, 31.50, somewhere in there. Once you break that, then don't play it. But if it could turn, and it could turn right there. So here's one I'm in right now. I wish it looked a little bit better. It's Duke. It's a triangle. I really thought we were going to break right down here when I bought it. I thought we were going to have the steep drop. You can see it's a steep up move. You got a gap here to fill. You got a gap here to fill. So I like it to break out to the downside. I'm still in it. I'll hang out into it. If we pop above 1475, I am out of there. So I've already got my stop set. I could probably move the stop down here to 1450, but I'm going to keep it at 1475 just because of the whipsaw the market's been. My target area is going to be down here in the 1275 area. So that's what I'm looking for, the gains on there. What is this next one? EMC Corp. Another one here that I've been watching. My target on this is 1050. My stop is 12. You can see it's just come up. We met some resistance. We're near the 200. I'd be even better if we'd come up and hit it. We're right on this downtrend line here. It could roll over if it breaks up above. You get out. If not, it could be a good play down. GPC ticker symbol. This one's broke through. It's come up on sitting on support now. It was able to stop on that support right here from this 3061 area. It's got a gap up here. It may do like a cup with handle, come up, form here, hang out, maybe move up, and then come up and fill this gap, maybe break this high, maybe form an inverse head and shoulders. So you can see it come up, down, up like this. So keep an eye. If it pops up and comes up into this area here, I'd short it to about here, and then I'd go long again. So just wanted to keep an eye on. Excuse me. SO. Southern Company. This is one I think I brought up before. Same type of thing as the last one we're just looking at. See, formed a little possible inverse head and shoulders here. Little possible inverse head and shoulders forming right here. So keep an eye on it. This could be downtrend all the way down here, but I expect we might see it stall out here in this area here in the $30 range and maybe rally again. Keep an eye. Just something to look at. These are all possibilities. They have different areas, different ways they can go. So one I brought up in the past, Trey. TRA is a ticker symbol. Look at this beautiful up rally. I mean, my goodness, this is from what price is this here? 1123. So 1123. It's now 29. Look at that thing. What an animal. Keep an eye on this though. It's hitting the 200 moving average now. It could bounce down before it retests this, but if it breaks above that 200, I think this thing's going to be for a long-term rally. It has not even retested this downtrend or this uptrend line. Not even close. So this one's been a little bit of an animal. Let's finish with one more. HPQ, Hewlett Packard. You see this gap here? We got a pretty good resistance line. Did break through this downtrend line. Wouldn't be surprised to see it hit this area here and then drop down a little bit before it rallies again, if it is going to rally. It is in the overbought area. This is one that it gets a little bit of news, but it's a pretty straight uptrend line, so it could be pretty strong. So in closing, overall, I am still bearish. I still think we're overbought in this market. I think that these rallies have been false, based on false information, based on ambiguous spending by our government, that we don't know what the heck's going on. I mean, we don't have a clue what's going on. This thing is going to be nasty. So once it gets hold, once people figure out that we are in a whole heck of a lot of trouble, I think we're going to see a big sell-off in this market, and it might be sooner than that. So anyway, I hate to cheer you up, but anyway, I'm still looking like look through probably about 30-40 charts tonight. Not a lot, but everything looked kind of down for me. So go to the blog www.akoptiontrader.com. Check it out. Throw down some comments if there's some charts you want to look at or some things you see or you disagree with me. Throw it on there. I'd appreciate it. This will be the AK Option Trader signing out. Trade well this week. Hope the best for you.
Going home, but to the place